In this lesson, we'll learn how to place a staircase in our building model. To begin, we need to zoom in where the staircase is going to be. And in this case, it's going to be inside of this space right over here. So, zoom into this area, so it's roughly in the center of your screen. Now, come underneath the Architecture tab, and we're going to find the Stair Command right above the word Circulation. After selecting on the Stair Command, I want to point out that underneath Properties here on the Type Selector list, it's currently a 7-inch max riser, 11-inch tread staircase. If we select on the Type Selector list, we'll see there's actually 3 different kinds of staircases currently loaded into this project. Now you can create your own staircases with their own set of properties, but the important thing to remember here is that this assembled staircase, each riser can only be 7 inches high, and the treads are all going to be 11 inches deep. Also, when we start to draw, we're currently on the first floor. The base level is going to be on level 1, which is the first floor level. And the staircase knows it's going to go up to level 2. If the staircase should have went up to a different level, we could have selected in here and pulled off of the list a different level. But in this case, level 2 works just fine for us. Now let's start the process of drawing. We'll see that here along the options bar, there's a location line. And one of these options here is Run Center. Well, what this means is if we start drawing right now, it's going to start drawing the staircase, but it's going to be centered on the area that we draw in. And I don't really want to draw the staircase right down the center of the staircase. This is a fairly tight area. So as a result of that, I'd like to draw this staircase from one of the edges of the staircase. To do that, I'm going to come underneath the location line and change this Run Center to be Exterior Support Right. This will take us to the far right-hand side of our staircase. The actual run width, this is how wide our staircase will be. I'm just going to tell this to be a 3-foot, 6-inch wide staircase. And it will automatically insert a landing in when we draw it in. One last thing to take a look at is up here going across the top. Make sure that you have Run highlighted and that Straight is the option that's currently highlighted. You can do a variety of other kinds of staircases, including a spiral staircase, these L-shaped staircases. Now when you see the L's and the ones that turn back on themselves, these are ones that do that shape without a landing. But the kind of staircase we're doing will have a landing, and that's the reason why we've chosen not to choose one of these 2 types. Come into the drawing area, and the exact location we might modify after the fact, but just click roughly the middle location right along the edge of this wall. Start to draw up. And as you do this, you'll see treads being added, risers being added. We can also see that down at the bottom of the staircase, it's given us a count of how many risers have been created and how many risers are still left to be created. And it knows this based on the maximum rise as well as the level-to-level heights. Change this to be 9 and 9, so 9 risers created, 9 remaining, and then click. Next, move over here and roughly lined up with the other staircase, click again. And then come straight down. You'll see it's tried to automatically add a landing there in the middle. And I'm not being really accurate when I click, so you don't have to click necessarily where you see the last tread. You can click somewhere out here in space, and that will finish up your staircase. Once the staircase has been drawn in place like this, click on the big green check mark. And then it will draw in that staircase. Let's take a better look at what this staircase actually looks like by putting a camera inside of this space and taking a photo in this direction. To do that, you just come underneath the View tab, move over here to the Words 3D view, and then pick Camera off of the list. Stand just inside of the doorway here by clicking, point the camera in this direction, and then click. When you do this, you'll now have a nice picture of what the inside of this staircase looks like. If you want to adjust the width of this so you can see more of it, just click on these dots and pull these dots up or to the side. This area right here, by the way, is where the second floor starts, and we can see that the opening that makes up this space is currently a little bit too big because this staircase is not currently attaching itself to the floor. But we can always come back in there later and clean up that condition. But as you can see, in order to place a staircase inside of a space, and I'm going to go into a plan view to show this, you'll select on the Architecture tab, choose the Stair Command off of the list, Make sure to pick your location point so that it's in the right spot. When we first had it, it said center, and that would have drawn that outline straight down the center of the staircase. Instead, we picked exterior support right, which meant that we could specify where the outer walls were at and then draw it down in this direction, and also specify the width of the staircase so that it will fit appropriately inside of the space.